Hello dear students, welcome back to the NCERT Science class of 10th standard. Dear students, in the previous class we have studied about the human circulatory system and mechanism of human heart that we have studied in the previous class. Dear students, today we are going to study that is the circulation in different living organisms with respect to their number of chambers, the chambers which are present in the heart. See here what happens, dear students. In case of four-chambered heart, see what happens, dear students. The living organism in 9th standard we have studied. That is the living organism and the classification of living organism we have studied in 9th standard. That is, in case of vertebrates, fishes, they are two-chambered heart. They are having the two-chambered heart. The next, amphibians, reptiles, these are the three-chambered heart. Apes and mammals, birds and mammals are having the four-chambered heart that we have studied in 9th standard. Fishes having the two-chambered heart. Amphibians and reptiles having the three-chambered heart. Apes and mammals have the four-chambered heart that we have studied. First of all, dear students, in the yesterday class we have studied that in human heart four chambers are there. In human heart four chambers are there. In human heart what happens? Four chambers are there. Four chambers are there. In human heart, four chambers are there. Two upper chamber and two lower chambers. Four chambers are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four chambers are there in human heart. And in these four chambers, the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood means the pure blood. Oxygen rich blood, and deoxygenated blood means carbon dioxide rich blood enters at a time in separate chamber. See here what happens. Here oxygen rich blood will enter. At the same time the carbon dioxide rich blood will enter into the atrium region. In the right part carbon dioxide rich blood will enter. In the left part oxygen rich blood will enter when it relaxes. Next, from here it will move down, then when it contracts and it will move to the different blood vessels, isn't it? It means in case of four-chambered heart, the living organisms who are having the four-chambered heart, the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood enter separately at a time into the heart in a separate chambers or the separate chamber. We can see what happens. Separately they will enter into the heart. But in case of three-chambered heart, what happens? Mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is going on. But here what happens? There is no any mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is going on. It means separately the oxygenated blood will circulate separately, deoxygenated blood circulates separately, isn't it? In case of four-chambered heart, there is a anti-mixing, means there will no any mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is going on. It means the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood circulate separately. The oxygenated and deoxygenated blood circulates separately. In case of four-chambered heart, never the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood will get mixed in case of four-chambered heart. Yes, but when we go to the three-chambered heart, the living organisms with three-chambered heart, what happens? The living organisms like all the amphibians and reptiles, all the amphibians and reptiles except crocodile. Crocodile is having 4-chambered heart. Yes. The next, dear students, all the amphibians and reptiles are having a 3-chambered heart. 3-chambered heart. Maybe like three-chambered heart. 1, 2, 3. 3-chambered heart. Here what happens? The mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is going on. Mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is going on in the 3-chambered heart. Like that, in case of 2-chambered heart, the living organisms with the 2-chambered heart, what happens here? 2-chambered heart, what happens? The 2-chambered heart, in case of fishes, Humetasaur, see what happens? The oxygenated and deoxygenated blood gets mixed. Here what happens? In case of 3-chambered heart, mixing of pure and impure blood is going on. Why it is going on? See, it is because they are the all amphibians, reptiles, including fishes, amphibians and reptiles are the poikilothermic. It means they changes the body temperature with respect to environment. It means, see here, they changes their body temperature. Fishes and reptiles, amphibians, they changes their body temperature with respect to environment. That's why that mixing of blood is going on. But here what happens? Why they are avoiding? It means mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is going on because they are the homeothermic. Homeothermic means they will not change their body temperature with respect to the temperature of the environment or the surrounding. How? See what happens, dear students? The amphibians, reptiles and fishes, when they go to the 0 degree Celsius temperature, this atmosphere of 0 degree Celsius temperature are surrounding. If the surrounding 0 degree Celsius temperature is there, when the fishes, amphibians and reptiles goes to the 0 degree Celsius temperature, their body temperature they will changes to the 0 degree. They changes their body temperature to the 0 degrees. They will adjust their body temperature. If surrounding is having 50 degrees Celsius, then they will change to their body temperature to the 50 degrees Celsius. But we will not change. Suppose we are having in southern India or in the equator of the earth, that is high temperature is there. Maximum temperature that will be recorded on the equatorial regions. If we measure the temperature, body temperature on the equatorial region, that is 37 degrees Celsius, we record that is 37 degrees Celsius. If we go to the icefall areas or the polar regions in the Antarctica and all, there if we go there, what happens? There will also the body temperature remains the same how it was in the equatorial regions. Understood or not? It means we will not change the body temperature if you go to the icefall areas, if you go to the equatorial region and all, or in a very warm area. We will not change our body temperature. The body temperature remains 37 degrees Celsius above. In anywhere, if we go anywhere, we will not change our body temperature. During fever, it may be rise up, but we will not change the temperature with respect to the environment. Such living organisms are called as the homeothermic. The next study is here, our heart. Why we are homothermic? Because our heart is made up by the 4 chamber, and in our heart, that is in the 4 chamber heart, the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is going on. Means they will not be going up. It means totally the oxygen and deoxygenated blood circulates separately. That's why they will not change their body temperature. But here in case of three-chambered heart, what happens? The mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is going up. That's why they change their body temperature with respect to their environment. That's why these living organisms are called as poikilothermic. Isn't it? Poikilothermic. Next, here in case of two-chambered heart, the blood comes to the upper chamber atrium. Then from here, it will move to the ventricular region. From the ventricular, that is carbon dioxide rich blood comes to the heart. From the heart, it will go to the ventricular region. From the ventricular region, it will go to the gills. From the gills, again it will go to the body. Like that. Here, body. From the body to the heart, heart to the gills, gills to the body, body to the heart. Like that. Here, what happens? The blood enters the body. Blood enters the heart once in a circulation, in a cyclic movement. See what happens here? The blood from the body goes to the heart, heart to the gills, gills to the body. It means in each circulation, the blood enters the heart once only. That's why we can say that it is a single circulation. But here what happens, dear students? In case of four-chambered heart, blood from the body, in case of four-chambered heart, here suppose here on body, imagine it. For imagination purpose, body is here. The blood from the body, it will go to the heart to the, here from here to the, here the lungs will be there. Here lungs will be there. From the body, the heart, the blood will go to the heart. From the heart, it will go to the lungs. From the lungs, it will go to the heart again. From the heart, it will go to the body. Yes? The blood from the body, first it goes to the heart. From the heart, it will go to the lungs. From the lungs, the blood will go to the, again, go to the heart. From the heart, it will go to the body. It means in each cycle, or we can draw in that way. See what happens here. Then from here, see what happens in H shape, altered H shape. Here heart, here body, here lungs. Body to the heart, heart to the lungs again to the heart after purification. Then from the heart, that is to the body. Understood or not? Body to the heart, that is carbon dioxide rich blood goes to the heart. Then carbon dioxide rich blood, heart comes to the lungs for the purification, carbon dioxide rich blood. Then from the lungs, it will be in the lungs, what happens? It will get purified. Then from the lungs, the purified blood will enter to the heart again. From the heart, it will go to the body, that is oxygen rich blood. Understood or not? See what happens? Oxygen rich blood, here carbon dioxide rich blood. Carbon dioxide rich blood from the body goes to the heart once. Then from the heart to the lungs. Then in the lungs, what happens? Carbon dioxide will be removed out and oxygen will be added in the blood. Then that blood with the oxygen again enters to the heart. From the heart, that oxygen rich blood goes to again to the body. It means in each circulation, In each circulation, the blood enters twice the heart. In each circulation or in each cycle, the blood enters the heart twice. That's why in case of four-chambered heart, the blood circulation is of double circulation. Blood circulation is a double circulation. Double circulation. Double circulation means it is a type of circulation. It is a type of circulation in which the blood enters the heart twice in each cycle. In each cycle, blood enters twice the heart. Double circulation is a type of circulation which occurs in four-chambered heart containing animals, and in each cycle, the blood enters twice the heart. Blood enters twice the heart into the heart is called as the double circulation. Once again, I will tell you, double circulation is the type of circulation in which the blood enters twice to the heart in each cycle is called as the double circulation. First from the body to the heart, then heart comes to the lungs. From the lungs again it goes to the heart, then heart comes to the body. It means body to the heart, heart to the lungs, lungs to the lungs to the again heart. It means twice it enters to the heart. That's why we can say that in case of four-chambered, the circulation is of double circulation. Double circulation, understood? In which the blood enters twice to the heart. Understood? Next, dear students, after this one, still now we have studied about that is circulation of blood. The other liquid is also circulating. We have studied the transportation of blood. Transportation of blood we have studied in the human body and in the different living organisms. Transportation of blood we have studied. In our body, along with the blood, the one more liquid is transporting. Along with the blood, one more liquid is transporting in our body, that is lymph. That is lymph. Which is a colorless one? Which is a colorless one? Lymph means that is colorless liquid which is transporting in our body. How it is transporting? We'll see here. We'll see. See here what happens, dear students? The blood cell contains the blood in our body. The blood contains different proteins, fats, and next the blood cells plasma. Isn't it? It will transport through the blood vessels. Three types of blood vessels are there: arteries, veins, capillaries. These are the blood vessels. The blood is transporting through these blood vessels. Meanwhile, what happens? Some amount of protein, plasma, and next one more component, that is protein, plasma, and some blood cells. Protein, plasma, and some amount of blood cells will percolate out into the intercellular space from the holes of the capillaries. from the holes of the capillary, that will remain there only. See what happens here, students? The cells are there. In between the cell, what happens? There is a space are present. In between the cell, what happens? The spaces are present. In between the cells, what happens? The spaces are present. In between the cells, the spaces is present. Spaces are present. What happens? During the circulation of blood, some amount of blood cells, some amount of through the capillaries of the capillaries, what happens? The holes, minute holes are there. Minute holes are there. What happens? Some amount of blood cells, protein, blood cells, proteins. Third one, some amount of plasma. Some amount of plasma. See here, the blood cells, protein and plasma will percolate out through the holes of the capillaries into the intercellular space. Into the intercellular space. Some amount of blood cells, plasma and protein which is present in the blood, that will be moved out into the intercellular space. Yes, and that will remain there only for few minutes and few hours, for an instant it will remain there, and that is nothing but the intercellular space. Whatever the intercellular space the liquid is present, that liquid is called as the lymph. Yes, lymph is also called as the intercellular liquid of the fluid. Yes, again here what happens, dear students? That will move into the intercellular space. Again it has to be bring back. How it is going on? See what happens, dear students? Lymph drains the lymphatic capillaries from the intercellular space. Then lymph capillaries joins to forms. Again here what happens from the intercellular space? The number of lymph capillaries are there. Lymph capillaries are there, minute blood vessels. Lymph capillaries. The lymph again from here intercellular space, it will be drained out into the lymphatic capillaries, and these lymphatic capillaries they will connect to the lymph vessels. Large size blood vessel, that is called as the lymph vessel. Large size blood vessel, lymph vessels, that is lymph vessels. This one is the lymphatic capillary. Lymphatic capillaries to the lymph vessels, and these lymph vessels will open into the large size blood vessels or the veins. Large size blood vessels, that is called as the veins, and this vein again goes to the heart, carries the blood to the heart. Once again I will tell you, lymph is a colorless liquid of the fluid which is present in the intercellular space, and that is produced by the number of cells like plasma, proteins, and next some amount of blood cells which is percolate out through the blood capillaries into the intercellular space. Then from there it will be drains out. Through the lymphatic capillaries, and these lymphatic capillaries will open into the lymph vessels, large size lymph vessels, and these large size lymph vessels will open into the large size blood veins. Then from there it will go to the again heart by mixing with the blood. Understood how it is going on? See, once again I will tell you, lymphs are the one more type of blood, one more type of liquid along with the blood. It is going on circulating in our body, and it is present in between the cells of the intercellular space, and it is produced during the circulation of blood. When the blood is circulating through the blood capillaries, some amount of blood cells, proteins and plasma will percolate out into the space of the blood vessel, into the space of the cells, and from there again it will be drained out into the lymphatic capillary, and these lymph vessels will open into the veins, again it will move down. Like that, the lymph will be circulate out in the body. Isn't it? Next, dear students, the functions of the lymph. The main functions of the lymph. See, first one. Lymph carries the digested fat and absorbed fat from the intestine. The main function carries the digested and absorbed fat from the intestine. Next, see, first one, that is, it carries the lymph. The main function of the lymph is to carry the absorbed fat, in our food material. The fat contents are there oily materials. If means we are consuming the fat, that fat will go to the digestive system. Here in the small intestine, the crushing down of fat will take place. Means digestion of fat takes place in the small intestine, and after digestion, the absorption takes place in the small intestine. Then the absorbed fat is carried out by the lymph. Lymph carries the absorbed or digested fat along with it. Yes. The next one, that is, lymph drains excess of fluid from the extracellular space back into the blood. See, lymph drains excess of fluid from the extracellular space. Lymph drains excess of fluid from the extracellular space. Drains from the intercellular space. What happens? It drains the excess of the extracellular fluid. Excess of extracellular fluid drains out, isn't it? By which what happens? It acts like a shock absorber also. It acts like in between the cell, whatever the space is filled, in that space, that lymph is fluid, and it gives a shock absorber, or that gives a support to the cells. It means here it is filled with that lymph, and from here it will be drains out. Meanwhile, what happens? It gives a shock. It acts like a shock absorber. If any shocks occurs, it absorbs the shock. It means it prevents the cells from the damages and all, we can say. These are the two important functions of lymph is having. Next, dear students, the another one, that is transportation in plants. Here, dear students, transportation in animals we have studied. Mainly the transportation in human beings we have studied. That is, the transportation is going on by the three components. It needs blood for the circulation, and next, also not only the blood is enough, it needs the blood vessels. First one blood, second one blood vessels, third one is heart. One by one we have studied detail about these blood vessels. Before going to study the transportation in plants, one more most important, that is blood pressure. You might have the experience, you might have know that doctors are measuring the blood pressure with the help of a special device that is called as the sphygmomanometer. Sphygmomanometer that is using to measure the blood pressure. Here what happens? When we go to the measure the blood pressure, doctors tie the belt here above the elbow here. First, doctors tie it or wrap it a belt which is having the tubes, and the tube is connected to a connection or pipe, and that is connected to a ball. And next, and here what happens, that is connected to the sphygmomanometer. Here what happens, dear students, in our blood vessels two types of pressure will exert. See what happens, dear students, when blood is circulating through the blood vessels, suppose blood is circulating, and that blood has to move with the pressure through the blood vessels. Blood has to move through these blood vessels with the pressure. How the pressure is produced? See, here the heart is there. Heart exerts the pressure to circulate the blood. It means when it exerts the pressure, that pressure will be produced on the walls of the blood vessels. That pulses you have studied. The pressure exerted by the blood due to the pumping of heart is called as the blood pressure. Yes. Here what happens? You will see the two types of pressure. One is due to the contraction. Second one due to the relaxation. One is contraction, the other one is relaxation. The blood shows pressure, the blood exerts the pressure on the wall of the blood vessels. By contraction and relaxation takes place in the heart. Contraction and relaxation. Here what happens, dear students, when the blood vessels, see what happens? Here this is also called as systolic. Due to this systolic, and this one is called as the diastolic. Systolic and diastolic pressure, blood pressure.